good. Yep.
All right, I had to split the video, but once again, I'm Michael Ash. I'm at the Noonan residence, and I'm about to repair this specific shingle within my control area here and try to detach the shingles, the seal, even though they are in some areas poorly sealed anyway. I'm going to try to detach as lightly as possible and find the seam of this specific shingle so that I can pull out the nails of all the ones above, 2 rows up, and then slide in our new shingle right here. And once I find that seam, I'm going to mark off our control area of which shingles are the ones that we're actually going to pull out. So starting with this one, which is our damaged shingle, I'm going to go one to the right, gently, and applying pressure to make sure that that mat has an opportunity to maybe still adhere depending on the condition of the mat. And we go one to the left, gently lifting to see where the nail is in the seam. And now I'm going to go one up. That one was relatively poorly sealed. Okay, now I found the seam. The seam of this specific shingle is right here. So I'm gonna have to 1, 2, 3, 4 over, and these 3 right here are going to be our controlled shingle group. And I'm gonna mark a line just like I did on the other one, even though that's our damaged shingle, to represent which one we're pulling out. So, got the seam here, gently lifting, and I'm gonna go 4 to the left of that. Check the matting. Looks like some of the matting has created some transfer that it will likely never seal again. Got the seam over here. And this will be the shingle that we are pulling out. So now that we got the seam, I'm gonna go 3 over. Got a seam there too that I'm gonna have to put a tarp on afterwards to make sure that Miss Newton doesn't incur any potential water damage to the home. So this is my control group, and what I'm gonna do is start pulling out the nail from the shingle that we're going to pull out. So that nail is right above. I'm gently lifting the shingle above, and that nail is pulling just a little bit through the shingle itself, but does not seem super rusted, and it could be reusable even though I'm going to put new nails in at the end. So we've got our first nail out, and we're going to go for a second, which is right here, and gently lift it up. Got about a fist's worth of space underneath the shingle itself to work with. And 1, 2. So hopefully they didn't put a whole lot of nails in positions that they didn't need to, but this specific nail or shingle is tearing through the nail. The condition is very, very brittle and falling apart as I do so. So I just want to document that at the end and make sure that all those necessary aspects are recorded and reported to ensure that we document the full repairability of the roof and to the extent of the damage from Mother Nature that's already occurred to the home. So I've got all 4 nails out, hopefully, of the first control group of our shingle. This will be the one we're pulling out. So now I'm going to go to the one above to get any remaining nails that are in the secondary space of this shingle itself. And it looks like we've got 2 next to each other because there's that seam. Very rusty nail, I won't be reusing that. And here's our second nail, which is breaking through both shingles as I do this. Gently, looking as not to second nail. What do we got here? So, at the third nail, pop through all our shingles, and I'm gonna have a hard time making sure that that gets separated and nailed back down into the decking, but that third nail broke completely through the shingles themselves. So hopefully this will be our last one, and gently doing that one. Got the fourth and last nail out of that, but we're gonna remove this specific shingle. Actually, well, hold on, before I do so, I want to document, thank you. I want to document the control area, our wind damage shingle, and just the extent as to what has happened to these shingles in the first row above, right here. You can already see some brittle and cracking just from doing that gentle removal as I just did, and same with the areas above on the second row. And you can kind of wipe, there's asphalt granulars that are sliding down, but I want to show for the level of mat which has accumulated on the breaking of the seal. So this shingle will never seal again. Same with this one, and that is just by doing the seal break to get to the nails. So now I'm going to pull this shingle out. Awesome. No more nails. I'm going to make sure that all those nails are nailed down properly and not sticking up so that I can put the new shingle in. The mic, sometimes that thing does like to cut off randomly. So if it does, just make sure you hit restart.
Got it.
So make sure that these nails are down, they're not protruding, and they're very rustic, and they are above the initial tar strip, and making sure to find the one that we weren't able to pull out properly. It's such a shame. Oh man, it's way under there. There's literally no way to get to that. No way to get to that one to put it back down other than to pull up. But instead of doing that for right now, what I'm gonna do is put our new shingle up and make sure that once that's secure, I'll tap this one in as best as I can right over top of it without touching any of the surrounding shingles in our control group once the new one's in. So, sliding in our new shingle. And as I thought, it gets caught on that little nail, but we'll see if we can fix it without touching any of the other shingles once I get it in. So we got a good alignment, spacing is correct, and I'm gonna put my first couple nails in to secure it in place. Old habits die hard. So I'm gonna put our first nail in, trying to be as gentle as possible. Okay, got our first nail in. Make sure the alignment's correct. And going to get our second to secure this in place. Our second nail in. And as you can hear, it's very, very easy to feel the asphalt granules coming right off the shingles themselves. And I'm already looking at, you know, some significant level of damage to these surrounding shingles in just doing this. But we're going to document everything, and then we're also going to make sure that Miss Noonan is secure from any potential rain that she could incur within the process of this claim, and see where it goes. Keep in mind we have a 5-star reputation that we are going to do everything to uphold, and working with the insurance companies in a positive manner is our goal. So I'm going to put our third nail in right into the tar strip, and the fourth and final nail on the first row. And it's always a pain when you do this as a contractor. So we hit our fingers many times trying to do this so delicately, so that we're not scrutinized to a level that sometimes we are for performing the repairs that we have to in the way that we do it. Well, we got our first nail up in on the second row. Get these last 3 in. Feels like our decking is soft in a few areas as well as those nails are going in. But I did get that nail that was protruding up secured while I was doing this one, so there's no more bump from the nail lifting up. Third nail in, and our final nail in the second row without hitting my fingers. Perfect. She's secure, in alignment, and even though a lot of my chalk has spread out, just want to document real quick the extent of the damage that has incurred by this simple repair, and very professionally executed at that, might I add. I love doing this. So this is our new shingle, and what I want to show for is that in just removing, unsealing, and then gently lifting to pull nails out and put new ones in the row above, we have seen a significant level of creasing and damage to the row above, where this shingle will never perform its practical duty for the roof. Again, this one's almost ready to break just from doing that. It's actually got a tear right there on the side. Same with this one here, the fourth one. Look, feel how flimsy, look how flimsy that is. And the asphalt itself, you can kind of almost wipe off. So I'm going to gently do so that you can see the level of repairability on this roof is literally 0. And the row above, we're looking at the same thing. Look, that one's creased, like literally ready to snap. This one isn't wholly as bad, but there's clear damage to that shingle. And this one right here, of the last of the second row, has been also completely damaged, which means that just to repair this specific shingle in any of these places, we're literally going to have to triple the count And each time that we do that, so as I would have to repair this section, right, in doing so and tripling the count and putting it underneath of the existing row of shingles, I'd have to tear them up and damage them the same, and then run into this one over here, and this one, and this one, and there's one up underneath that one as well. And look at the level of condition of these shingles. There's no repairing this the right way. Like, with the amount of damage that's spread out all across the roof, there's no doing this the right way and serving the homeowner properly, where, you know, one, it even looks good, and two, it's the right thing to do by ordinance and law. And, you know, even from a contractor perspective, I'd hate to even put a warranty on doing something like this, because it's just, it'd be so spread out and so shoddy, and practically just disgusting. And then, of course, you know, as per our first video, that level of damage has spread out so significantly in what I've outlined in just what it would take to repair each one of these specific blue line shingles, not to mention, you know, repair that by tearing off the seal of the ridge, and pretty much all the way across. This, in my expert opinion and many years of being in the industry and helping many homeowners the right way through this process, and having a great reputation for myself and for the company, and for, you know, all the adjusters that I've had the opportunity to meet, the insurance companies I've had an opportunity to work with, like every carrier, including Allstate and State Farm, that I've worked with in the past, something like this with this extent of damage would be a full replacement all day long. But we're not here to compare, right? This is a basic up and over 8 square roof, and with the extent of damage that is spread out, and the, you know, repairability of creating more damage in the process by doing it, it just makes sense to cover each slope in whole, brand new, where, you know, Miss Noonan will never have to call into Hartford again in the future based off of Mother Nature wind and storm damage, outside of, you know, a massive hurricane or strike from tree branch. But there's really no trees around her house anymore, which means, you know, right now she has a basic 3-tab builder grade shingle. We're automatically going to upgrade her to an architectural grade laminate shingle without, you know, having her spend any more money to do so, or asking for that same cost from the Hartford to do it. It's just something that our company doesn't feel right putting a 3-tab shingle back on somebody else's roof. And we're going to make sure that she gets taken care of every step of the way, and we can warranty that work and do it the right way with a 5-star contractor. And you know, in all due respect, this level right here of repairability is an absolute fail. And repairing all these sections all over the roof is not the right way to do things, and is not the right way to serve a woman who, you know, pays her premiums faithfully, and you know, never has to utilize them. Yep, absolute fail of repairability. So we're going to close this out. We're going to get all this submitted. I am Michael Ash with Panic Exteriors. We will be the contractor now on file for Miss Newton's claim, with assignment of claim and the ability to, you know, ensure that the business and the roof is completed with whatever replacement, allotment, and value that the Hartford justifies on this. And keep in mind, the extent of the damage on this porch awning is just horrible. Like, we would literally have to tear this whole thing up just to be able to do it correctly. Yeah, let's do the right thing. Let's do the right thing, take care of her with a full replacement. In my opinion, each slope is more than justified, and then we will take care of her every single step of the way. All right, this is April 24th. Our attempt to repair on the Newton residence at above 70 degrees with an absolute fail, and a total count on the roof of 15 plus on the front 15 plus on the back, and some furnace and flashing and pipe jacks that we're going to have to address as well. So hope this video helps. Hope this is what you needed, and feel free to give me a call or contact me directly. I'll put all my contact information into our email and send you all the information on our company, which the Hartford has worked with many times. Thank you so much.